Hi, welcome to a crocheting video. I am the Wilton Crochet Lady, formerly known as Dakota Mackay on here. My real name is Amy. I know it's been quite a while since I did a crochet video, and this one is more about my favorites rather than an actual instructional video. I'll be doing an instructional video sometime in July. Today I'm showing you my favorites. This is my first one. I'm calling it June favorites, but it's more about this whole year really. I hope to do future favorite videos for crochet related materials, whether it's a pattern or a hook or a particular type of yarn. So let's go ahead and get started. The blanket here is what I have been working on for a while. It's called the Atlanticus by Hooked on Sunshine. I will get more into that later after I clear off everything that's on it. This back here is a pencil case. However, this is what I've been storing my hooks in. It's a perfect size as far as length goes. And I can fit all my essentials in there. My favorite hooks lately have been these that I get at Hobby Lobby. I don't remember the name of them, but they come in different sizes, different colors. Pulling out all the ones that I currently have. They are plastic, so with the smaller hooks you have to be careful with what type of stitching you're doing. If it's really a tight stitch, then you should probably use a metal hook instead of a plastic hook so that your hook doesn't break. So these are the ones that I have. I'll go through the sizes so you can see them. I'll do smallest to biggest. They make them in, I think, pretty much every size. I'm not entirely sure. I had a hard time finding the smaller ones. Hello, Max. Max likes to visit every time I talk. He has to see what's going on, don't you? And you're going to be right in the way. Let's see here. Okay, Max, I need you to move. I'll start with the smallest that I have is the F 3.75 millimeter, which is this one. And then I have the 4mm G. This is the one I've been using for this blanket. I also use a Susan Bates USG 4mm like this. This one I like the grip on it, but my hand does get tired after a while because of the way I hold the hook. Like this, I cannot do this grip. My hand just does not coordinate that way. So this grip, my thumb bends back like that and my hand cramps. Whereas if I'm using this one, this particular part right here causes me to hold it like this and my hand doesn't cramp as much. So if your hand is cramping while you're crocheting, I would recommend getting hooks like this that fit your hand better. I also have a eye hook 5.5 millimeter, and they're all different colors, so if you memorize what color you have, you don't have to worry about looking for the size, because the size does rub off after a while. So I'd recommend writing them down somewhere, what color, what hook size is, just in case. This is the J hook 6mm, and I've also found that the coloring rubs off on the tip. It might be the way I use it when I'm pulling through and reconnecting, like after you've gone around and you have to connect back to your first stitch. I often have to use my thumb to get that to work, so I think that's part of the reason why the paint color is coming off. I have a K 6.5, a 7mm This doesn't give a letter. And the N 9mm. The also thing I like about these particular hooks is they're pretty much an inline hook, like the Susan Bates ones. I've seen other plastic hooks, but they are the tapered. Some of these look a little tapered, but they're closer to inline rather than like this hook here. This is Yarnology, that's the brand for these. And also this one here, which is a N15 10mm. I got it because I was using a different type of yarn that you needed that big a hook, but I didn't like how it's tapered. So keep that in mind. If you like tapered hooks, this might be a good compromise, but also if you really like the inline, these Yarnology ones work really well. And also the Susan Bates hooks. So those are my favorite hooks. I'm going to put those all back here real quick. Leave the one out that I'm using. Okay. This little box I got at Walmart for $2.97. I haven't seen them lately, but you might look around. You might have a different design that you can find like this. I saw a Puppy Dog Pals, I think, or something like that. Paw Patrol one lately. But a good little box like this is good for carrying around your hooks, especially if you worry about them breaking, and a soft cover hook carrier. So that's that. Forgot to put these away. And yarn. I am using the Premier Yarns Deborah Norville Everyday Anti-Pilling, which is the key thing. It's both in the regular and in baby that I'm using for this particular project. It's 100% acrylic and anti-pilling. I have not washed it yet, so I don't know how that will hold up, but as I'm working it, I'm really loving the yarn. So highly recommend these. The Premier yarns also come in color changing cakes if you're interested. And I got these at Joann's in the physical store. I don't buy stuff online, but I'm pretty sure you can get them online, and you would probably have a larger selection of colors. So next I have this little jar that I got at a yard sale. They usually come with a rubber seal, so if you see these in the store, they can be like that. But I keep my yarn scraps when I cut off. I think it's pretty, and also I reuse the little bits when I make animals as part of stuffing. That way I use less of the filler and that lasts longer. So that's this. This is a very old one though. You can probably find them in yard sales or get them in the store. I've seen them at Walmart, but I don't know how much. And then this is my yarn bowl. I got this at Hobby Lobby. I think it was $14 something. But I used a 40% off coupon. This is the only yarn bowl I have. It is ceramic. I wanted a heavy weighted one so that it doesn't fall over as easily. And the yarn does go in here. The only thing I find with yarn bowls with this type of thing is that the yarn happens to wrap around here, and so you're kind of get stuck because it's wrapped around this part here and around. So I have to be careful with that. I never use this particular hole. I'm changing yarns too quickly for that to work, and I think it's also to stick your hook in if you have a small enough hook. The 4mm fits, or you could go this way if you had your ball of yarn in there set on top. So, loving this bowl. I also love the color. So, the blanket. This is the Atlanticus pattern. I have my notebook here. You can go to hookedonsunshine.co /category/CALS, CALS. I will hopefully be able to put links below. I found this on Facebook. If you search Hooked on Sunshine, Patterns and Cals, and they're by Vanessa Smith, and Hooked on Sunshine is her brand name. You can also find it on Ravelry. That's where the actual pattern came from. And it's a free pattern, which is amazing because this is an absolutely amazing design. And it's huge when it's done. She's done other ones. One's called the Liliana. I might try that one next, but I'm going to have to wait a while after doing this one because it does use a lot of yarn. Luckily when I bought my yarn, it was all on sale. I'm going to hold this up. I don't know how the viewfinder will find it, but I'm going to put as much of this information in the description box below, and hopefully links will work. I'm going to hold this blanket up so you can see a bit more of it. This has taken me several months to do. The bigger it gets, the longer it takes to do one round, so I used to be able to do a whole part in one sitting. There are 12 parts to this, and there's usually 7 to 10 rounds per part. I am also doing this pattern in Crochet Thread. I'm still hooked to that. So this is what it looks like with this particular thread. I'm going to do this as a wall hanging. It is very bowed right now, partly because I've had it folded in the bag and I haven't set it yet. This is acrylic yarn or cotton, one of the two. Let me see. Here, labels. Labels help. This is cotton. This here is acrylic yarn. But this one here is cotton. So I can iron this when I'm done, and also I can block it when I'm ready to. But this pattern, I absolutely love the look of it. It does give you color choices, and of course you can choose your own colors. But I like the blue scheme. It's very bohemian and reminds me of an ocean, the Mediterranean waters, and all that kind of stuff. It's very, very pretty with these type of colors. So that's what I was aiming for when I picked out the colors. And it's also one of the colorways as close as I could get. I believe that it's based in UK, and you can order yarn packs that comes with 100% cotton yarn. So if you go to her website, you can find the downloads there. If you can't find them there, they should be on Ravelry. You do have to join Ravelry in order to get your downloads. But you can definitely find her on Facebook, which I will link below. So yeah, these are my favorites for this month and basically so far this year. I'm going to do a little bit of close-ups of this blanket, and that will be it for this week. Next week I'll do another crochet related video, which will go up on Wednesday. Okay, I'm going to start here at the middle and work my way out. This is where the circle gets squared out. I love the effects of simple stitches used in unique ways. All the stitches you need to know to do this are single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, and triple crochet. In the prelude download part of her pattern, there is a glossary of stitches and how to use the stitches. So that is the blanket. It is a square one, in case that wasn't obvious. I hope to add a few of my photos that I have of as I progress along on this blanket. I know I took a few when I was doing the circle part, and a few in the parts that I did out here. Okay, well, thank you for watching. I hope this gives you inspiration, and please go check out this particular blanket, Hooked on Sunshine. This one is the Atlanticus. It is an absolutely amazing pattern. There are other ones too. She does animals. I cannot pronounce the amigumi, or however you say that word. And it's all crochet. So please go check her site out. Have fun with it. And thanks for watching. See you next week on Wednesday with another crochet related video. See you next week. Bye.